Ronnie, I have always been intrigued by how you even start these things, how you bring them to the line, how you leave the line, how you nail the shoot. There's so much going on, and this is an extremely claustrophobic environment, even without this guy at the front. when they've got their clothes off, Maurice, there's so much going on in these things.
They're like a big go-kart, you know? They're,
Dune
buggy.
I don't even see that.
The 3,500 horsepower.
When you first sat in this car, did it feel any more snug than what you're used to with your sportsman racing?
Oh, when I first sat in the car, I was actually surprised how much I could see.
Even with this?
Even with that, I thought I'd see a lot less. That's in the workshop, and then going to the track, you realise, oh, okay, I can't even see the wall on the side.
Yeah. Do you have a problem with the lights? Like, because some guys do.
I don't know. No, I can see, well, all the tracks I've been to, I can see in both lanes perfectly. Yeah, it doesn't really faze me at all.
It's funny because Lisa just started saying that she started to struggle in one lane.
Yes.
Well, she didn't seem to have that before.
Because
I can't remember, Maurice.
She's told me, but
yeah,
it's fine by me. I'll let her do whatever lane she likes. But yeah, she's blinded by this Palumbo.
Yeah. And we know that Zap goes that far as... Well, Maurice had a mirror back in the day too, but it was just to look at himself, not the tree.
But that's because I'm such good looking.
Well, I know. Yeah, such good looking, yeah. So tell me, start in the car.
Yep.
To start with, right?
Yep.
So you're about to make a run. You're in the car. What's the next thing you do?
To start the car?
Yeah.
We roll forward, we unhook, they're ready to start the car.
Yep.
I check if I'm in neutral.
Okay.
So
yep.
We've got forward, neutral, reverse. I double check I'm in neutral. I pump my brake, even though it's in neutral, I still get brake pressure just in case.
Okay, so you've got a handbrake and a foot brake the way that was working.
The handbrake was there from the clutch days.
Yes.
And they left it in. So
why'd you do that?
Some drivers prefer a hand brake, some prefer a foot brake. So you know what?
Isn't Kapiris changing his now, I think?
Yeah, he's got a foot brake in it now.
Yeah. Although it might be changing it because he can't ride motorbikes anymore.
Maybe. Yeah, I've never had a handbrake, so
I never realised that. So you could use either.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I'll pump my brake. They'll get the go-ahead. My crew guy looks at me in the eyes, nods his head, kind of sign language.
Yep.
Starts the motor. I count to 2 seconds in my head. I flip this switch, and it's fired.
So why do you count 2 seconds? You waiting for fuel pressure or something, or what's
just exhausting any fuel that's in the motor?
Yeah.
You don't want it to hydraulic.
Yeah.
So you let it have the motor start running and turning over before you flick the ignition.
So when at this point, okay, you're coming towards, you're about to fire. What's going on in your brain at that point? Are you breathing a lot? Are you consciously breathing? Like, what's the?
I'm breathing before I start it. I'm stressing before I start it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm overthinking it before I start it. Once it's started, it's I don't know what comes over you once the car started, but everything's gone. There's no thought process. All it is I'm concentrating. I'm looking at Maurice down there, and I'm ready to get this thing down the track.
You're looking towards him. He's smiling.
Always smiling.
Why are you laughing, Ronnie?
No. Let me tell you something. I drove these things for 14 years or so.
Yep.
I still cannot tell you to the day whether I would breathe on the run or not.
Yeah.
You are that focused in doing the
Yeah.
job. I still can't tell you whether I actually would breathe on the run. I don't think I did, but that's how focused you are in, look, the runs are done in 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah.
You are just so, and it has to be perfect. Circuit racing, you got 20 laps, 40 laps to get it right.
Same as sprint cars,
Yeah, not drag racing, mate. You got 5 seconds to get it right and make it perfect.
So you're thinking, breathe, Ronnie, breathe. Are you consciously telling yourself?
Once it started?
Yep.
No, once it started, I'm in some other mode. I don't know if I'm breathing or not, to tell you the truth.
What about in, say, the 10 minutes before?
Before, it depends. Like when we had all those problems over in Perth and in Adelaide, very, very, very stressful, nervous, random coughs. I didn't tell anyone else that I was nervous, but yeah, I was shitting myself.
Yep.
But once you get that first pass, like that first pass we did in the recent Adelaide run, the 70...
Yeah, your PB.
Once you do that first pass, it's like, oh, I got this. It's all good. The car's going straight. It's not going left. It's not going right. We've got no problems. You really feel at home. But it's just that once you have a problem, that next run, it's just playing in your head. Is it going to do this again? Is it going to go left again? Is it going to go right? Is it going to turn off? It really affects your brain and how you think, especially going towards that light. And you're looking at that light. It just plays over your head. Especially, at the same token, it's not my car. I don't want nothing to go wrong because it's not my car. So you're really overthinking.
Did he have that attitude for the first burnout at the bend?
Look, yeah, exactly. We won't say what I said, but
Well, we all know because we saw the TV show. So you didn't know.
I didn't know until I seen it on TV.
the thing is, he done such a fantastic job in testing.
Yep.
It blew me away, mate. He was like a pro at it. The car would get out of shape in the burnout. He kept into it, waited till he got the car straight, then he got off the throttle. He did a fantastic job in testing, and it really surprised me that his head fell off in Adelaide. But he's redeemed himself now.
Oh yeah, listen. No, but it's okay now. I called you. Yeah. So okay, so car's fired.
Yep.
You're looking at Maurice. He's going. All right, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Then
So,
what?
Foot on the brake pressure. We put the trans brake on.
Okay. Yes, this is the trans brake.
Trans brake, magic red button.
So you're holding your finger on it.
This works as a clutch in a manual car, let's just say.
Okay.
For everyone that doesn't understand trans brakes.
Good.
I get off the brake, the car's not going anywhere. I shift it into drive,
Yep.
and if I let go of this button, that's going to go forward.
Yep.
So I put my foot back on the brake, let go of the button, I'm in drive now. This button here,
Yeah. Okay. So now you're saying the trans brake's a clutch.
more or less.
That for in a normal car, that makes a lot more
Yes.
sense to me.
Yes, it stops the drive.
Yep.
And then to take off, it also locks the drive, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
So I'm ready to roll forward now. I'll get the go ahead from Maurice. He'll call me over the PA, come forward.
Yep.
No worries. We're rolling forward. I know to put it in top gear, but just to keep routine, Maurice always tells me put it in top gear.
Yep.
So these gears are all controlled by RPM,
Yep.
by air. But this button here overrides it.
Yeah. Right.
Next
Okay.
to the brake here.
Yep.
So I'll go 1, 2, that'll be in top gear.
This is still a lot to think about for a normal person. This is like overload.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it's easy for you now because it's
Yep.
routine, right?
Yep.
Muscle memory too.
Yes, definitely muscle memory. Especially, grabbing the chute lever. At the start, I was like, I can't even see it. How am I going to see that? But now it's just natural.
And you don't have the chute lever up high like some people do.
I'd probably prefer it just so you can see it. But now that I've gotten used to it, it's second nature.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So things fired. You got the thing in the top.
We're rolling forward. Maurice is calling me forward. We go through the water. Maurice tells me to stop when we're Maurice? Maybe a couple meters outside the water?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it stops just where the water stops and he's in a dry patch, and then the tyres are already coated in water, so it'll break traction straight away.
Yep.
So I stop him. He hits the throttle. The thing will sit at about 8,000 RPM. Get up on the tyres, and it'll just do a nice straight burnout. In theory.
How quickly we forget. Yes.
Yeah, the burnout is the most funnest part of the run.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially when it's not
I'm
your
used to driving. I'm used to driving, small blocks on the street and do a burnout, and you're revving this thing and you're holding on.
Yeah.
This here, if you look at my foot, that's full throttle.
Yep.
A burnout is about there,
Yeah. Right.
and it's revving at 8,000 RPM. And you could do a burnout if you could control it. You could do a burnout the whole track. This motor will not bog down, won't turn off. It'll keep spinning. It's radical.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. The first burnout I did was like.
Does he say short burnout? Do you ever give input on what you want from the burnout from him?
No. Look, we've got a routine.
Just keep him comfortable, whatever's.
Yeah, we've got a routine. Ronnie knows. At first he tried to do a big burnout, and that's what got him in trouble at Adelaide. And since then, a couple of gangster slaps, and he's learned that don't be a hero. Let's get the thing to the start line and do our fighting on the track, not in the burnout.
All right. So you've done your burnout.
Yep.
You stop.
Yep, we stop, same process. On the brake, on the trans brake,
Yep.
off, then we go to reverse.
Yep.
And that's it, we're ready to go back now.
Okay. So when you're going back,
Yeah.
I've never really looked. Is anyone backing you up at this point?
I got the radio. So we're slowly coming back.
So is that you again?
No, that's Dwayne.
Okay.
Dwayne standing behind the car.
Rightio. So you're saying left, right,
Yep,
right.
my push to talk's here. Yep, copy Dwayne, we're going backwards. and he'll just say left, right. Usually I am listening, but if I look straight ahead, usually what I do is what he's saying anyway. So we're coming back, slowly. We get past the tree, and then we stop. I stop, trains brake on.
That's right, yep.
Back into neutral.
Yep.
And that's it.
And you check it for neutral again, like is that?
100%. Foot's always on the brake, even if it's in neutral.
Yep.
And then the car's sitting there and we're waiting. We're doing wheelie bars, making sure the other car's ready.
So what's your breathing doing at this point?
Then I start breathing again because I'm relaxed. I'm breathing.
So you're like, all right, do you talk to yourself?
Looking. No, not really.
You don't say, all right,
No.
we know what we're doing.
This is the last time I kind of look at the oil pressure.
Yep.
So
Which is all right in front of you.
Which is right here.
And
So-
what are you looking for that? Realistically?
Anywhere between, 75, 80 to about 120.
Yep.
If it gets lower than that, I signal Maurice, come have a look, and he usually says, yeah, it's all good, don't worry.
Yep.
Usually.
And what's the last thing you're doing at the front of the car, tune-up wise or anything like that when he's back there in the hole? It's all done?
What happens is once he's backed up, I open the door, I make sure he goes to neutral. Once he's in neutral, I signal the guy at the back of the car to go down and adjust the wheelie bar.
Right.
Because I don't want
Reverse or anything horrible like that. Yeah.
I don't want him going behind the car
Yeah.
and Ronnie has something happens, his finger slips off the button, the car goes backwards and runs someone over.
So there's nothing like in a fuel car where there's the old restrictor, but once the burnout is done and stuff like that, this is all his throttle. It's all your throttle sensitivity.
100%. I think some people can run a throttle thing.
But they're not real drivers.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Men don't use throttle stops.
Oh wow, real men don't eat quiche.
It's not that hard.
Okay, so you're good to go now. Wheelie bar
good to
set.
go.
Morris says.
Yep, Maurice kind of touched me on the shoulder, all to go. I'll give a thumbs up. Again, foot on the brake, trans brake, off the brake, into gear. I'm ready to go forward. So now everything's off, I'm rolling forward into stage. This is where I feel my heart.
Yeah. Okay. So you really notice that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Especially if it's first round. Always first round nerves. You get this feeling in your throat and you go into the stage and you just... I don't know what you're thinking. I really don't know what you're thinking. I'm literally looking at that tree, all right?
Yep.
And I'm off and on the brake, trying to stage as shallow as I can and praying to God I don't miss that light. Or red light.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah. Imagine back in the day, mate, when she was eliminations.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, you could end the whole weekend by screwing that stuff up. At least with us, with NDRC, mate, you're coming back in round 2 and 3 no matter what.
Trying to get a second chance, yeah.
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 All right, so you're good to go. You're single bulb.
Single bulb. I usually only single bulb. I have double bulbed other races sometimes, but not on purpose.
Yep.
I single bulb. I wait whenever they're ready to go. I like to kind of be first in, but it doesn't really bother me.
Yep.
So we go first bulb, second bulb just on.
So where is your foot, and like in terms of throttle, trans brake, everything at this point right now?
My foot's way off. Nothing's on the buttons. My foot's pretty much just on the brake, pumping the brake.
Okay.
Rolling into stage.
Yep.
It's going into stage by itself.
Yep.
So first bulb on, wait for them. I kind of look at them, look across, make sure they're okay. Their second bulb, their first bulb's on, and then all I'm looking at is my first amber.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
So I see their second bulb, I go in, on the brake,
Yep.
off that, on the accelerator, see all the lights, and I'm off. Holding on, going down like this.
So like that with the palms of your hand?
No, I'm two hands on.
Yep.
I'm usually two hands on. I'd like to start kind of driving with one and getting my hand on the chute earlier.
Because Daniel runs single-handed.
yeah,
Oh.
not-
Did you ever do that? Is that just a personal choice?
Yeah, what I used to do is wait till you got to about half track, and
Yep.
you're holding the steering wheel.
Yep.
Don't forget when I drove it was
Yeah.
second gear, third gear. Then once I had it in top gear, I'd drop my hand down and just sit on the chute.
Just so you knew it was there.
Just
Yeah.
if something happened in the top end and you got out of shape, you could pull the chute and hopefully straighten the car up.
Yeah.
So it's a good habit to have that you got your hand on the chute.
So do the chutes slow the car down but also stabilise it?
Yes, it does.
Because I'd never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it is. a
Pulls
big
the car
stabiliser,
down
yeah.
into-
It straightens the car up.
Yeah, right. And so that feeling itself when the chutes come out,
Oh, it's unreal.
like that's when you really pull G's
You
to,
really
isn't
never
it?
felt anything like it.
It's 3.3 Gs when he lets his finger off that button
Yep.
and the car takes off. It's 3.3 Gs throwing you back in the seat. But when you pull that chute, it's 4.4 negative Gs trying to throw you out the windscreen. So it's actually hairier trying to stop the car than it is going down the track.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the back of the car gets light when the chutes come out, then the tail can start dancing around, and if there's a crosswind, the cars can get mighty out of shape in the braking area.
Because all I've got is stupid questions, because that's what I do. At what point do you know you've crossed the line? Like, can you see a marker on the...
The timing boards are usually at the finish line.
Yep.
Which the 3 tracks I've raced at, Sydney, Adelaide and Perth,
Yep.
all the timing boards are at the finish line. So you don't actually see the line because you can't see nothing.
Yeah.
The timing boards are in your peripheral vision.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. So I'm looking in my vision. I kind of anticipate it. I know roughly where the mile an hour trap is.
Yep.
And that's when I pull the chute. Because the mile an hour trap is 60 feet before the finish line.
And the bend, you've got phenomenal roll down.
Oh, the
that's-
bend, I'll pull the parachute. I won't even touch the brake at all because if I touch the brake, I'm not going to make the corner.
Yep.
I really like racing there because you just feel safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a whole lot going on from the time that you first start getting a little nervous before you climb in. You've just sold another T-shirt. You've, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
You've listened to Maurice again, go through that stuff, and then you're in the car.
Yep.
Is there any solitude at all at this point? Like when you're in the car, is it just me now?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Craig Lowndes always used to say his favourite time was in the car because it was when he was by himself.
Yep.
There was no peripheral noise. It was just like, okay, it's just me now. Do you feel that?
I do. Craig Lowndes had, maybe 60, 70 laps to get that feeling.
Yeah.
I got 5 seconds. Same feeling, but
yeah.
5 seconds. Yeah, it's all peripheral vision, and I'm pretty much just looking at that sand trap. So
So when you cross through and and the chutes come out, when does Maurice come back in your ear?
I usually waits till the car's settled.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking in my ear. But I think last weekend he got excited a few times and spoke a couple times early because we ran the PB.
Yeah.
But yeah, he usually waits till the car's settled and tells me over the phone what I ran, and yeah. And then
Is
I
it a
start
gut-
screaming and yelling.
Is it a gut feeling for you that it's been a good run, or are you sometimes
100%.
surprised?
The 67, I was well surprised. I know the car went good, but 67 wasn't even a thought for that weekend. I mean, we're going there to run the 70. So yeah, that was a real surprise. But now I'm getting used to it. I kind of know that it's in between a 70-60 run, and I know the difference between that and an 80-60 run. You kind of can feel that it's mainly off the mark. Top end, they more or less feel the same.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How long do you get in the car before you actually need to? Are you a last minute guy, or are you I want to be?
I try not to be last minute. Sometimes you get caught out. We did get caught out a few times in Perth. Also, when it's hot, it's pretty tough sitting in this car when it's hot.
Yeah.
I do have my cool suit though, but I like to be in the car. I kind of look at what everyone else is doing. When the class in front starts, we try and start thinking about putting the helmet on, getting in the car and sitting here. It's pretty comfy when it's not hot.
Do you have people that still want to come up and talk to you while you're towing out, and do you want to be left alone at that point, or is that?
Yeah, at that point, don't come and talk to me about the weather or anything else.
He's too busy putting his makeup on, doing his hair in
Well,
the
do you relate to
mirror of the tow car and things like that.
Do you relate to a lot of the things he's saying, or was it different when you were racing? Did you have the same feeling? You wanted to just zone out and?
Not really. Look, I think we're all pretty chilled, and we like talking to the other.
Did you hear what he
drivers.
just said?
Yeah.
Is this just for me that you're saying this shit, or is it actually you think you mean it?
No. It's not. Look, you got to kind of relax. You talk to the other drivers and crew chiefs, and just, it's funny. The staging lanes is the only place you get to see the drivers and the other drivers and the crew chiefs, because otherwise we're all pitted in. One end of the pits.
Well,
to
you
the other.
are. You're the ones at the bend that go and hang over by yourself and hide all the Ciabatta sausages and stuff like that. I know why
And
that
sell the
works.
best merch.
Yeah.
You always have good merch, no doubt about that.
Yeah. Look, in the staging lanes, I do mingle. But yeah, I've kind of, especially when it's first round, I kind of just need a woolsack.
So in the good bad boy reference there, you didn't squeeze your earlobes at the same time. In any other form of motorsport, you do have that time, the tyranny of distance, to actually be able to sort out a car if it's handling badly, or to get your head around things. Mm-hmm. If the car's not perfect, you can still hopefully drive around it, things like that. But there's so much pressure on you and there's so much pressure on you to do your job because you can screw up hours of build up.
Hours of build up, hours of time, hours of money just for one silly little mistake. I could screw the whole weekend up. And you only got a split second to do it. We're talking,
But at least with the NDRC all-round format, back in the day,
Yes.
Maurice, you screwed up and you were going home.
We've gone to Perth and not qualified by 100th of a second, and then done a test run on race day and gone low ET of that round. It's a frustrating sport, You can have the perfect car on one day and the track changes, traction-wise, or the weather changes, and you've got a dog the next day. You've just got to be on top of it all the time.